Ready? Hey guys, welcome to Motoroids. My name is Amit. As you would know, we are in South Africa for the global unveil of this car, the Thar.e, which is the electric version of the Thar. But don't be mistaken, this is not like the Thar has just been fitted with a battery. This is an all-new design, and would you just look at this car? This is so stunning. I was never expecting it to be such an amazing design, and whichever way you look at it, it absolutely blows your mind. It does give me some flashes of the Hummer, a few flashes of the Defender. All of that cannot be a bad thing because it is an absolutely stunner of a design. Now, the highlights here are obviously a very flat, very boxy, very off-roadish kind of a look, and the bonnet is very, very high. The front of the car is very futuristic, and these headlights exactly mimic what the tail lamps look like. And a very interesting aspect of the headlights is that they can be swapped. So in case you lose one headlight, you can just move it to the other side, which is a fantastic thing. The same goes with the bumper. So the front bumper can be taken to the rear and vice versa. So if you break something, you can change it. You can replace the front part with the rear part. Similar is the case with the fenders as well. Now, the ground clearance here is also much higher because you don't have any differentials, and the ground clearance can go as high as 300 on this car. It's not exactly been specified, but the ground clearance on this car is going to be higher than the standard Thar. Overall, a very clean design. Here you have the tow hook, and the approach and departure angle of this car is also going to be significantly better than the standard Thar because the wheelbase has been lengthened and the wheels are now closer to the corners and the overhangs are lesser. So it is going to be a more capable off-roader than the standard Thar. What do you think about the front of this car, the design from the front? Do let me know. Coming towards the side, here you have the lever to open the bonnet, and the top part over the wheel arches has been pressed in. You have these bolts here which hold this entire thing in place, and it does look very off-roadish, very muscular. You have these really amazing styled 18-inch wheels and of course off-road tires. And if you look at the running board of this car, it's absolutely smashing. It's like a trellis frame, as you can see, has a very solid feel to it, but it's plastic. And you have these bolts here. The doors look hinged, and if you look at the door handles, they are also very interesting. So the door handle for the front door is here, and for the rear one, it's here. And it does give you a slight hint of being somewhat like the Tata Sierra concept also, if you look at the roof line. So it has hints or glimpses of a lot of cars which you probably would be very fond of. Now here on this concept, you have a camera, and it's not a camera, it's just like the concept of a camera. But on the production version, of course, you will have a proper rear view mirror. And this element here also is very interesting. The windscreen, as you can see, is vertical, and here you have the Mahindra Advanced Design Europe sign, which means that it's designed in Europe. Now the interior of this car is not shown and it's darkened out, but it's going to be very futuristic. Inside you'll have the Dolby Atmos system for any mainstream car. That's the first in segment. Inside this there will be 75 sounds which are designed by AR Rahman himself, and the sound system on this car is going to be one of the best out there. It's going to be a connected car. It's going to be connected through 5G technology, and obviously you can rely on it to be 5-star rated as well. Now coming to the battery, it will most likely be powered by a 60 kilowatt hour battery, and the power output here would be about 175 kilowatt. It's not been specified, but that's the sense that we got, talking to some of the officials. So that would translate to about 240 bhp, and that would propel it 200 in about 10 seconds from what I understand. There is a higher capacity battery also. That's an 80 kilowatt hour battery, but I don't think this car will be powered by that. The B cars will be powered by that battery, and the battery has been tested for nail piercing test as well as immersion, so they are completely safe. As I mentioned, the wheelbase has been extended, and you can have a look at the design from the side. The roof is contrasting, and if you can see this here, you can get a Land Rover kind of a contrasting grey panel here, and here you have the Reborn Electric branding. Overall, the design looks very angular, very muscular, and quite unlike anything else. It does resemble a few other cars in bits and pieces, but all in all, it's quite a unique design. And at the rear, you have this glass panel and these little squares. Your hand can go inside here. The arches are really flared, and as I mentioned, the rear bumper is just like the front bumper, so they can be interchanged. The stepney sits here, and the tail lamps also can be interchanged. They can be swapped. The handle for the rear door sits right here, and it's a tall car. It's not a very short car, unlike the Thar, which isn't a very tall car. This is a very tall car and looks very modern, very futuristic. It's a born electric platform. It's a BE platform. It's not something which has been adopted from an ICE vehicle to an electric car. Now, I have some notes which I think are important, and let's have a look at these important features of this car, which I don't want to miss out on. So the battery technology is called the LFP technology, and an important part of the charging for this car is that from 5 to 80% charging on DC will happen it will happen as fast as in 30 minutes. So it's going to be a very fast charging car if you're using a DC charger. Mahindra is also calling it a blade battery. So basically one of the safest forms of batteries. It's a prismatic battery. It also gets about 20 patents which have been applied for. So a lot of innovation has also gone into it. Apart from that, just so that I don't forget, obviously, it will get 2 motors, and the launch for this car would be around Q1 2025. So we are still some distance away, about 1.5 years away from the launch of this car. And specifications, as I mentioned, are not very clear. How much the power would be, what are the features inside, all of that has still been kept under wraps, because this obviously is not a production vehicle. This is a concept vehicle. Let's have a quick look around the vehicle again, just to appreciate how it looks like, because in terms of technical specifications, there is not much to talk, but it does look stunning, and for an Indian car maker, this is quite a feat. And if you really have to go by how Mahindra is transforming their concepts to production, we can really be assured that a large part of this beautiful looking concept will be transformed into reality, and that really would be an amazing thing. So all in all, a fantastic new concept, and just a look at it and you can be proud to be an Indian. I really hope that I gave you a good understanding of what this vehicle is and what to expect of it. If you like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to Motoroids, and until next time, this is your friend Amit Changani signing off. Rev hard, rev free, and drive safe.